Thank you, Mr. Irfan Razak, for joining us on this special edition of Rebooting Bengaluru, where we cover how the city is really coming back to normalcy from various aspects. And as one of South India's leading developers, I must ask you how things have been for Prestige Group. Every other week, I read about a new launch from Prestige. I think there have been three launches so far in the month of August, three residential properties, one in Goa, two in Bangalore. So what's kind of given you the confidence to go ahead with these launches? How has the demand been so far?
Thank you, Chandra. Actually, we decided that we can't just be sitting back and we need to do something because we've been working on these projects that we launched for some time. Hence, when the approval came, we said we may as well now go ahead and take that leap of faith and launch these projects. More so since after the lockdown, from June onwards, the business actually picked up. And it really picked up in the month of August because even July we had a week of lockdown. But August has done well, June has done well, and the 3 weeks of July also have done well. So in all, it's been an overall a very good, feeling for us here at Prestige. And of course, I think even others also in the city, other developers are also feeling the same thing that residential properties now are picked up. There's a demand. People are committing themselves. People are buying, and they are not only buying properties which are the mid-income. Many of them are even committing for luxury properties. Some are upgrading themselves to a larger unit. If they had a 2-bed, they are committing themselves for a larger unit, 3 or 4 bedroom. So all in all, there is activity, and it's a very positive sign. Now, this I believe is for two reasons. The first reason is that the interest rates are at the lowest as of now. So it's an opportunity. So this is what is helping create the demand. And second part is, people have started realizing that they need to actually commit themselves and create an asset for themselves. So they believe that it's better to have one real estate assets which over a period of time can also grow in value, and there'll be something that they can which is tangible, which they can hold on to rather than any other investment. And for the larger properties, luxury properties, as I said, people had the wherewithal, they had the money. Only thing they were holding back, but now with what has happened during COVID and the lockdowns, they believe that they need a larger space. If they've got a 4-bed, they're upgrading themselves to a villa, or they're going to an out-of-town property where there's a lot more open space, a lot more greenery, and much more less pollution. So these have happened, and I think these are positive signs. And that is what has given us the courage to do 3 launches. First, we launched the Goa project, which is the Prestige Ocean Crest, which has done very well. The demand has been fairly nice. And then we've got Prestige Primrose Hills. It's a product targeted towards those who are buying first-time buyers for homes. They're all 2-bedroom, a single bed, and smaller units. So the budget itself, the overall ticket size is between 25 to 50 lakhs. So I believe that that's also going to be a winner. And the location is good. It's close to a metro station. It's
Right.
in Road, Bangalore South. And then the last one which we launched was Prestige Waterford in Whitefield. And a lot of people living in Whitefield and surroundings. Again, the question of upgrade, because the property will get ready in the next 3 years to 3.5 years. So they have, sort of committed themselves thinking that this will be a good upgrade for themselves.
Sure. Mr. Razak, in fact, interestingly, you're the second person in 2 weeks who's talking to us about a pickup in residential. Incidentally, we also spoke to Mr. JC Sharma Shobha last week, and he also said that the interest is certainly going up. So, in that sense, is the recovery in Bangalore market swifter compared to other markets in the country? What is driving it? Are these first-time buyers? Are they residents, or are they people who have perhaps come back from abroad during the pandemic and they are now perhaps looking to invest?
It's a mix of all, but I think it's a lot of people who are upgrading themselves. And like you rightly said, there could be a few NRIs, but not that many to move the market to that extent. But there are NRIs who are also committing themselves. So it's a mixed bag, and there could be a few first-time buyers also. So all in all, I think the overall situation in Bangalore is pretty positive, pretty good. And similarly, the same thing is happening in Hyderabad because we have got a quite a strong presence in Hyderabad. We are completing one very large project in Hyderabad, which we have now started handovers and deliveries, Prestige High Fields. But we are working on another project called Prestige Tranquil, which is in Kokapet. Now the plans are approved. We just have waiting for the RERA number. And my Hyderabad team tells me that there's a lot of interest for that project. And the moment we get the RERA number and launch it, we should be able to, mop in a fair amount of sales over there because people have expressed their interest on it. And it's only a matter of time because without RERA, we definitely can't sell. And moment the RERA number comes, we'll get the real numbers. What's the type of interest?
Right. Right. And Mr. Razak, but the trend seems to be pretty different when it comes to a commercial. I mean, what is your own take on office space requirements because of this whole trend towards work from home and malls? We in fact spoke to someone from Prestige last week. He said that cities, it's still a problem, but tier two cities are showing a lot of traction as far as malls are concerned. So how do you see this going forward?
See now, office space. When the pandemic hit us, at least in Bangalore, we just had about 3 to 4% vacancy levels. When I
Sir, I
talk,
can't hear you. If you can increase your audio, sir.
I said office space. Can you?
Yeah,
When the
yeah.
pandemic hit us, we had about 3 to 4% occupancy. I mean vacancy levels. So we had about 96% occupancy. So the vacancy levels were less. So we were in a fairly decent position. So now when the close down happened, lockdown happened, WFH happened, the companies have still got possession of the premises. They still got their, some furniture and everything else, and they've got their servers, and there's business continuity for them. But the people are, instead of going to office, they are working from home because all the MNCs, even they've given a directive, I think maybe even the first quarter of next year, also things may not happen. I think only after April, the people may start going back to the offices. But they are working from home. They could do it. It is possible, but then they miss that camaraderie, they miss that creativity, they miss the entire, sort of partnership that happens in an office atmosphere. Having said that, office requirement is not going to go down. It's only right now. It's a temporary pause, and I believe that uh, in the second quarter of next year, all the new RFPs will start coming. The requirements will come, and that time, whatever vacancy that has already been generated because of certain businesses giving up spaces, those will get filled up. And I think newer spaces also will take about a couple of years to get generated. By which time the situation, I predict, will be much, much more stronger. Because I look at more and more business coming into the city and to the country, because India now is looked at as at a tech hub, and today uh, people are requiring this outsourcing more and more, and there will be that much more business that come towards us, that is towards India, and the requirement of space will increase, the headcount will increase, more and more jobs will go up. Right now, it's a state of a flux. Maybe there could be some few job losses, there could be some vacancy levels, but this is only temporary. There's nothing for us to panic. And I honestly am very, very positive that by the same time next year, we'll be talking a different tune. So currently, we are talking about, say, in case there's heavy rain, what do? You sit at home, you don't step out. Maybe a few people who are required to step out, steps out. But then once the rain stops, you're not going to get locked up. You're going to walk out, and that's what's going to happen. And that I predicted that by the same time next year, we will be in a very, very different and positive atmosphere, and the demand will come back, and the offices will be functioning by then.
Right, right. And on the labor situation, sir, since you've announced these new projects, does that mean that it's almost back to normal, that people have returned?
Yes, that's a very positive yes. Again, we when the lockdown happened, we had our camps, and then you know what happened. People migrated back, and then for at least 2 months we were suffering with low labor count, maybe 30%, maybe 40%. Today, I'm happy to say we have increased, come back to normal, and we've increased our labor strength above 100% because now we have to do the catch-up game because there is a
Hmm.
huge responsibility on us to see that we produce and deliver on time. So we work with large contractors like L&T and JMC, and they have confirmed to me that their labor strength is much more, maybe 10% more or 15% more than what when before the COVID-19 hit us. So I believe that going forward also, a lot more production will happen on the labor side. Yes, the danger is that we need to keep our people safe. We need to keep the labor safe. We have to give them the proper instructions on how to protect themselves, sanitization, washing hands, wearing masks. Now, this has become part of our lives and part of their lives too. And in case there are some infections that happen, because in Bangalore the infections are not reducing that same way throughout the country. So I believe that we have to allow livelihood to go on while we protect lives. So it's a balance that we have to do. We can't just stay back and say, listen, we'll see when this clears up and then we'll do our work. We have to continue doing our work. At the same time, make sure that there's safety for all, and whoever gets infected will be quarantined and either through
Right,
home or through
right,
hospital, and they'll come back.
right. Mr. Razak, the other interesting trend is a lot of people, at least those who are staying on rent, are apparently moving away from Bangalore to the periphery, to other cities, because of the ability to work remotely, and they can pay rents and stay here. Is this a secular trend that you're seeing, and will this perhaps make you look at towns outside Bangalore for some of your upcoming projects, the smaller towns?
See, we are in most of the larger cities like Chennai, Hyderabad, Kochi, and of course Bangalore. Now we are also doing a few projects in Mumbai. But I don't see us getting into the tier 3 cities because, you see, again, whether I do a project in Bangalore or a Mumbai or a Chennai or a Hyderabad, for me, if I do something, say, in a Mandya or a Mysore or some smaller towns or a Gulbarga or a Hubli, the entire setup that is required to do these projects is the same. Now, how do we control timely completion? How do we control quality? It's going to be very tough. So, real estate, being that where is hugely dependent on people, hugely dependent on labor, I think we will stay away from it for the time being. We'll only concentrate on the cities that we are already established in, and we will not get into the smaller town as of now. But if opportunity does come at later, and supposing the management bandwidth is there, I mean, business is business. We can always look at it. But for the time being, we are where we are. We are confined ourselves. Of course, we are now got some projects approved in Mumbai, so we will be doing work in Mumbai. We have an office in Mumbai now, and also in Noida. So this is the cities that we are in, and that's what we'll be looking at the moment.
Right. Final question, Mr. Razak, before I let you go, there's a lot of buzz around Prestige and Blackstone, and there have been reports about sale of rental income assets for a whopping 12,000 crore rupees, making it the biggest investment, real estate investment by Blackstone in the country. How close are you to an announcement?
Yeah, I mean that buzz was there. It was part of the media. Yes, you see, we keep exploring various opportunities. So this was also an opportunity. And once really something fructifies, and that is where, when I say fructify, we have to get into some legally binding agreement, which hopefully, if it gets done, I'm not sure whether it will get done or it won't get done. If something really happens, we'll come to know about it by the end of the month, and that will be, I mean, okay. I mean, was
So
it?
you're at least not ruling it out. We will have some news from you by the end of the
Ours is a business to build and sell. Ours is a business where we build, keep, and manage. So it's a combination of both. If I'm selling a particular asset, it's obviously going to get replaced by a newer and a better and a bigger asset. But these opportunities do come. But then I'm not saying this opportunity is concluded and the money is in my bank account. No. And whether we are discussing with them, yes, we are discussing with them and many others also. So finally, what will happen, we'll see.
Right.
Are you married, madam?
Yes, I am.
If you are not, if you are single, maybe there'll be many guys who will be wanting to date you. And then ultimately you don't know who you're going to get married to, isn't it? That's how it is.
Okay. Finally, so final question, sir. Once these funds come, whenever they come after all the approvals, will it be completely used to retire debt, or will it be used for some of these new investments? How will you redeploy whatever money you raise?
That is something now again which I have to see, because finally if you are sort of liquidating some asset, at least the debt attached to those assets will be completely sort of extinguished. And then what do you do with the surplus is something that finance department and the board needs to take a decision whether to instead of sitting just on cash where you're not getting any return on it, maybe deploy it for newer projects, yes, or to retire some debt which is of no use and maybe some high cost stuff. We can do it. It's going to be a mixed bag, but that is something which is speculative. Let the money come in the hand. We have a game plan. Obviously, without a game plan, you won't be working. And once we reach that, we'll use it, and probably we'll announce it also. We have to announce it as a listed company.
Sure. And hopefully we will talk to you again, sir, then on that occasion. But on that note, thank you very much, Mr. Razak, for talking to ET Now. Please take care and stay safe. Thank you.
Bye-bye.